Hey, today we're replacing some beams on a top deck, about 20 years old. So what I did was I started with replacing some of the top boards, and then just laid them back on there loose, because I'm not going to do all this at one time. But you can see these are some of the new boards up on top, which got to be painted later. But these are the beams, and they're getting rotten. You know, they lasted a good 20 years. I'll show you. I started this one here. It's almost completely out. What I did was I just took a Sawzall. I got as many screws as I could off from the top boards, and then I got a Sawzall and started cutting sections. So this one's completely out, and I got one more section to go, and then I'm gonna put the new beam in. But this main beam here, it's starting to rot too. So what I might do, I should do that first, but I'm gonna need help with that one. So I'm probably gonna get these tops all in, and then I'll prop the deck up with some 4x4s. It's not gonna go anywhere, and then undo this big beam here and replace it. But let's start with the cross beams. Alrighty. Okay, that beam's out. So we got one beam out now. We're gonna do this one beam because this was the worst one.
I'm gonna see your pocket.
Okay. And had a little problem at the very end. I couldn't get the piece of the beam out, so what I did was I couldn't get the screws from the top because they were stripped. So I took a metal blade on my Sawzall and just zipped them off. And these boards are getting replaced anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a coat of copper green and some paint before I put the new beam in. Yeah, we just used a metal blade now. I don't know if you can find this stuff anymore, copper green, but this stuff is great for outside wood where water's going to get to it, termites, fungus, rot, and decay. It'll prevent all that stuff, or it just helps prevent wood rot. So this is the top view for the beam, the main beam that comes across, which I'm going to replace eventually, but it's really good shape still. I'm going to go ahead and sand it a little bit and put a bunch of copper green on there, let that dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it a really thick coat of paint. And that's it. A lot of fun. Got one beam in. It's kind of a pain doing it by yourself, but I'm glad I got one done anyway. One's in. The other ones aren't as bad as this one, so now I can just do the next ones as I go along. I'll have to rush to it, take my time, but that's the main one I wanted to get in. Well, I got the corner board replaced against the house. Looks like I got termites. Fun. So what I'm gonna do is I gotta get all these boards off. They didn't use green boards 20 years ago. I gotta get the boards against the house off, replace all these center beams coming across, and then that outer board, and then of course call the termite guys and have the house checked. But I gotta get all this wood off, away from the house, and replaced with the green board. So here's where we're at. We're getting close. We got to get this board off and the board against the house off, and get these two boards replaced with green boards. My main concern is what against the house. So this one seems to be okay, this side of the house. So hopefully that won't have to be replaced. Well, this has been a fun adventure here. Anyway, got the top outside rail, post, and beam out. That's the one that had the most rot. These are some of the new boards in there. Still got a few cross beams to do, but these ones against the house are done. All the top boards are done, except for a few, and this beam's going to be replaced eventually. There's some rot in there. I'm trying to get the part right now, this beam. And next adventure is get this outside rail back on with the posts and the railing for the top of the deck. And this might be the next project, would be this board in there against the stairs there. But fun, fun, fun. Alright, there's the second board that was against the house. Okay, it looks like I might get lucky because that board, this one attached to the house, there's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't look like any termites got to it. I'm going to do some copper green work, some paint work, and I'll be alright with that one. If I have to replace it down the road, I will. Right now, look at that. It's really bad. Get these boards out and get some fresh green boards against the house. Be a lot more comfortable. Here we go from up top. See, almost all these top boards are done. There's the railing that's got to go back on here. And there's the old one, sitting in the hot tub. Well, we're getting there. Got the outside posts and board on. We're getting there. Got the posts in, the outer board in. It's almost completely done. Got to fine tune it. Got all these done, replaced except for one right there, the one with the piece on it. All replaced. All new. That's all new. Started painting. All new. Yeah. All the top railing's been done. Except I'm going to go back and replace the 1x1s I ran out. I put 2x4s in between each 4x4 for a special more support. I don't want anyone going through and falling through this, guys. So you can't go through. The 2x4s are. I got 2x4 coming across the top and one down across the middle, just for extra support. But I got to replace all these 1x1s. I got them up in case I ran out of time. So these will have to be replaced and painted. Everything's still got to be painted, and I got to finish putting the deck screws in. But there's the top railing. All the boards on top have been replaced, coated, or primers on them. Either primer or put a Termin H coating on the green boards. Top railings in. Some more home improvements where the termites were getting into. I'd replace these boards here. Get ready to do all the priming. I'm going to prime all this wood first. Some thick oil-based primer to go over this pressure-treated green board, and then we'll paint it. Well, there's the finished deck here. The whole top decks have been completely rebuilt. All those boards were rotted out. Be replaced. There they are. Done. All replaced except for that one big beam across the bottom. I got it, but I'm not going to put that in yet. I don't have time. All new, except for that one, all new.